Wow, are you having fun? You have learned a lot in just doing 3 different teardrops. Have you made some butterflies? Have you practiced on anyone? Do take pictures and show me. And put some pictures in your practice book so you can keep a record and put the date so you know you painted like this so many months ago and now you paint like this. So anyways, I'm going to adjust the camera and we're going to get busy with the next drop, the reverse teardrop, which is the exact opposite of a teardrop. You will dance the brush on its tippy toes before laying it down flat. All right, here we go. Adjusting the camera to down. And now we're going to adjust it around. Oh, remember this? This should look familiar. You can reuse your practice. Because it's on a paper underneath your practice sheet, you can reuse it as much as you want. Or you can flip it around. Or you can get a whole new piece of paper. But these boxes here won't hurt our practice. They might help. When you're face painting, you will find that you will go through white and black twice or even 3 times as fast as any other color. So those little face paint kits that you bought, you're going to go through those white and black so fast. So it might be worth it to buy a giant 90-gram container of face paint. This is Party Explosion. I just recently learned about Party Explosion because I'm always looking for a good white that covers all of my, when I paint, sometimes after you paint the design, it dries and it's not as thick as you thought it was, like you didn't have enough paint on your brush. Party Explosion has good cover. So this is the white that I've been trying out lately and have really, really loved. I cut pieces off of the main large cake. A face paint container, when it's filled with paint, it's called a cake. So I cut a piece of white off of this main cake and I push it into another container. Your container might be a small container. You can refill these. They don't have to be flat. As you get them wet and load up your brush, they'll actually flatten or they'll create a well. I have family that has just returned. I'm going to pause this a moment. All right. I took a bead container. I'm going to lift it up. Lift the camera up. Hello, world. This is a bead container that I altered. The bead containers were just too thick in depth. So I took a wood burner and I burned a line across the plastic, and then I used an X-Acto blade to shave the rough edges smooth. And when I move face paint from one container to another, it's called repotting. You use an X-Acto blade and you cut out the amount you want to transfer, and then you push it in. Remember how I said you're going to use white more than any other color? That's why I have white filling up 2 spaces. I've had to refill the white and the black. I had a hard time finding gray, but all you need to do is put a little piece of black and white in here and run your brush over it, and it will automatically mix. I have light brown, dark brown, I have pink, I have red, orange, yellow, I have a light green, I have a dark green, I have a blue. You can see the blue is not a true blue. That's because I had a lighter blue on it and I wanted to make it darker. So I rubbed it on top of here and I blended it. Then this is a very, very dark green, a very dark red, a very dark blue. Sometimes you want to outline, but not in black. Outlining with a dark color, like a dark purple, blue, red, or green, actually looks better. My favorite is this blue. You can see I've created a well because I've run my paint over that spot so many times. And looks like you can see I'm scraping bottom on the white. The black still has a little bit in there. But white and black, you're going to definitely need to refill that a lot. That's the colors you practice with the most. So I'm loading up on black. I take my spray bottle, give you a few sprays. We are doing reverse teardrops. Sorry, I got off topic showing off my face paint kit. So I've been showing you how to load up with your little starter kit. Putting my paint in this area, I have a larger area to pull my brush across. And because it has a larger area to go across, I think I pick up more paint every time I go across. And then if I think I have too much water, I run over a drier section of the paint to wipe off the excess. Now that I have my brush loaded, I'm going to return my paint tray back to its kit on the side here. Now, a reverse teardrop. We're going to get down and close again. Here we go. We're down. We're close. Maybe too close. You're going to dance with the very tip of your brush. A reverse, you know what? No. We're going to do lines. I'm going to flip this around. Reverse teardrop. A reverse teardrop, just the basics, is you dance with the tip of your brush so it makes a line, and then as it travels, you lay the brush down, pressing it down like that, and then lift it up. You're going to want to do a reverse teardrop if you're doing it near an eye. If you're doing it near an eye, pulling away from the eye before laying down can actually be faster and safer, and it doesn't freak your client out as you paint them. So you just want to do a series of reverse teardrops. You can see this second one that I did, it went up sharply. That's known as a peacock feather. That's another lesson, or it's a lesson that's attached here to reverse teardrops. A peacock feather, hold on, I need to get my sharp point back. Some artists never quite master this. Go in the other direction. Do tippy toe, and lay it down, and then lift up. 20 minutes of just doing this. If you practice every day, 20 minutes, choose a line you want to practice, or what line do you want to get better at, and then just do it. Some will turn out good, some will turn out bad. Look and observe for yourself, see where you went wrong. Maybe that angle was wrong. And when you paint, you can get your pinky, put your pinky down on the board. And as you paint, you pivot and you rock. When you write, usually your flat of your hand is on the board, and so the flat of your hand is actually helping you guide it. But you need to get to the habit of balancing on just your pinky, so your hand is in the air, your pinky is on the board, and now we're going to do light and lay it down. Light and slowly lay it down. Reverse teardrops. And they don't have to be straight. You learned how to do curved teardrops. You could do curved reverse teardrops too. If you want to paint fast, you can do a reverse teardrop down, a regular teardrop up, a reverse teardrop down, a regular teardrop up. These are not the best, but it can build speed. If you want to paint a design quickly, going down and up on different lines is a lot faster. Going down, going up. So that again, this is another good exercise. Practice reverse teardrop down. Practice a regular teardrop up. Or you're doing a regular teardrop down and a reverse teardrop going up. Eventually, you'll be able to get these two lines to look identical. When I was practicing really hard on my reverse teardrops, Nikki Sherman, who was my mentor, told me, now Eileen, you need to make sure you practice those reverse teardrops. And I thought to myself, I did do reverse teardrops, and she can't tell? That meant I was doing really good. Of course, I'm doing it at an angle that I'm not comfortable with, and my pinky is getting under my hand, and my hand's trying to curve down like regular writing. Regular writing doesn't give you the range. If you're holding your hand in a regular writer's position, going up just a little bit. Yay! Okay. Up a little bit more. If you're going to use your hand in a regular writer's position, you're limited to your range and your reach. You can get up into your hand and you lose your flexibility of movement. If you dance your hand on your pinky, you'll be able to have a wider range and more control. I'm practicing doing my lines. Here's a curved teardrop to thin. I could even switch it back to thin again. Just to have fun. Have fun with your lines. But the main part of this lesson is this reverse teardrop. You can always start doing the thin line and laying down to thick. If you lay it down too fast, it looks like the top of a peacock's feather. You want to have a nice, beautiful, slow glide. So if you lay it down too soon, it looks like that. But if I go thin and I lay it down and I keep going for just a little bit longer and then lift it up, it's beautiful. But see that? I am running out of paint, and that's the end of our lesson for reverse teardrops. Remember to do your reverse teardrops in your notebook. Take pictures, send me your practice. Have fun painting.